Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Culturama, and we're back to another Friday night with T. Anders Carson, our favorite Canadian prompt giver, and he's here. And to come back tomorrow, we're going to have a whole bunch of things, including Alexis Fancher's keynote reading at this time tomorrow. So, anyway, Anders, take it away.
Hi, it's Friday night. It's Friday night, wherever we are, and welcome. And so I thought we'd start with a fun one because we had some heavy stuff early talking there, and I thought, okay, I know we've never done this one before because I board game. Think of the first board game or a board game that you were playing either as a family or as with friends or something like that. Was it Risk, Monopoly? What happened? Where are you? Are you at a cottage? Are you a board game? Is it like Settlers of Catan? Is it just cards playing with an ant? I'm just giving ideas, board game. First time with a Ouija board. We try, and someone said, well, we talked about food last week and we don't want to do food. People are hungry. It's 5:00 in LA. And I said, okay. No food. Board game. Let's try it with a board game. Right. Anyone want to give this one a try? See, that wasn't heavy. Board game. That wasn't. Yes, Francis, I see the hand up.
All righty, let's see if I can read my writing. Okay, it happens every holiday. After the meal is over, the in-laws break out the games and huddle around the table. They laugh and play their games like kids, like Monopoly or whatever game arrives. That's my cue. I go hide in my room because game boards I despise.
Now we know. Now we know, Francis. Good job. Anybody else want to try? Board game. So no. I played with one. I'll give it a whirl. Monopoly. When I was young, I loved playing this game. The part I struggled with was slowly taking away every last dollar from everyone. I knew that was the point. It was the slow, steady bleeding. I'm by the end pleading for them to remain in the game, even if it's just for one more roll. You can't give up. Never. I just found it hard knowing that you have to take it all, and at the end, you win. But it wasn't until much later that I realized you won, but at the end, you were alone. Thomas, I saw your hand up.
Yep. Michelle will be listening to this. She may not like this, but she knows. I'm not a fan of games, but my family would break out Michelle's game of Risk from the 60s, wooden pieces malformed. Michelle and Sean would team up to beat Martin. My goal would be lose quickly, get a cup of tea and a book, and enjoy their revelry.
I heard it there. I see John's hand.
Francis and I are
So not big. Well, that's
Partnership.
good. Perfect. Well, we tried some. That was the one to warm up. You know, we can look at it and go, wow.
I got one here.
Okay, Daniel, give it a whirl.
Because I have to show you that just because it's light doesn't mean it needs to be light.
Yes.
The chess broke me before I dreamt of loss. Such ego bait had never undressed before me with such a mixture of shame and pride. Wishing not to harm, to wound my father or brother with pain such as mine, I chose to acquiesce in a non-linear denial of life and its ruthless ways.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to heavy it out, but where I'm at today.
I was wondering if you'll allow me to read the one from Shema. She can't. She just posted it. Oh, and I see a Rooney too. See, but we'll start with a Rooney.
Okay, now let me find my document. My favorite board games are Boggle and Scrabble, searching for the right letters to build words. I love the feel of wooden tiles sliding on a grid, dread the hourglass of sand stealing time for my search for new Lexes. My friends make fun of me for helping my opponents, chide me for giving away letters to help others score against me. But I am in love with language, every new rune a win for me.
See, we
I'm a
all
nerd,
have
what
a
can I say?
good job. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna try Shema's here. Usually I'm late. Initiate the hug to allow your body's inner system to soothe mine. A foolish hope with opposite results. But today you are behind. Spread your arms out towards me, inviting me in while we struggle to conquer islands away from each other. We have a lot to say, and all of it is snide. Watching from the outside, you might think we dislike each other, but apparently that's not the case. Wow. Thank you, Shema. All right, Rooney, do you,
You read.
no, we're all good? Yeah, we're all good. Okay, here we go. Let's get a fresh sheet, another one. Now we're gonna go to a different topic. Let's try this one. Think of your favorite piece of clothing. It could be a t-shirt, could be socks, it could be those jeans that have been everywhere, the suit. It could be your favorite dress.
Your
And then,
Culturama
you know,
t-shirt.
describe something or yeah, I love my Culturama t-shirt. I love it. I love it. I love it. See, I'm just trying, like, it's something a little bit that we don't write about. We don't write about. And then try to describe where are you wearing it, what's happening, or where did you find it? Why is it so special? You know? So a favorite piece of clothing. Here we go. Let's give it a whirl. We're writers. We do this. It's Friday night fun. Okay, we'll give it a couple of minutes. All right. Does anyone want to give this one a try? Your favorite piece of clothing and Thomas. And then I see Robert. Yeah.
Okay. I've already written a poem about this, but you know, I can do it again because I don't have any other favorites. Black boots, blue jeans, black Western long sleeve shirt. Half a dozen black Western long sleeve shirts hung up in the closet, color coordinated, all messy in a row. Michelle's laughing.
Yay.
Because she
Michelle's
knows
laughing.
these things. And this makes it easy for me.
Awesome. Thank you. And then we've got Robert was next. And then I see John.
This was a fun prompt, Anders. Thank you. So, it doesn't have a title. Red flannel, long sleeve, red and black, spirit of Jack Kerouac. Like $10 on sale at Big Five. Clearance, must go, absolutely final offer. 2 on the rack. And hey, it's just my size. Checking out, exchanging a gift for dad that didn't work. Warm, cozy, but not too cozy. Nice black lining, staunch red and black plaid exterior. Just perfect, just so. My forever beat jacket. You smell so much better since I quit smoking. That's it.
Yes. Good job. I love it.
Thanks, Anders.
Thank you, Robert. Okay, John, and then we got Lavina.
Okay, so this is about my Mount Sac hoodie.
Oh,
I'm gonna do it all hooded up too. So, okay. My students make fun of my Mount Sac hoodie sometimes. The one that I was wearing at the campfire when it popped and splashed ashes across my chest. The one my dog ripped a hole in. The one I sleep in when the day has been too long. The one that's beginning to ripen, I suppose. But I still wear it because I've begun to ripen too, and that's all right. I'm fire scarred too, and that's all right. I like both of us better now, and I think we both become all right.
Yes. Awesome. I know that hoodie well. All right. Thank you, John. How about Lavina?
It's
Then we got
Lavina.
Danny.
I'm sorry to
Oh,
correct.
sorry,
It's Lavina and
sorry.
almost
I love
everybody
Ina.
calls-
That's great.
almost everybody calls me Lavina and I'll answer to it, but I figure rather than embarrass
Now
people
I know.
way down the line, I'll just say my name. Okay. All right, here's mine. Levi's jeans, 550, loose and casual, the ones that don't squeeze if I eat too much. Straight legs, cuffs rolled, a little faded, bought on eBay, nicely broken in. They go with almost anything, shirts, sweaters, tees. In my suitcase for the airport pat down. Otherwise, these are my all occasion pants for parties and what I wear to shop. I like them a whole lot. I just can't avoid the rhymes.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. How about you, Daniel?
I like that name, Lavina. That's nice.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Mine isn't descriptive. Let's see.
Take that down.
Color of late sunset, soft as a baby's skin, close like a loose embrace, scented with toil's reward. This found shirt owns me, reminds me of dreams, arrivals, and the reality of grace.
Thank you, Daniel. Awesome. Anybody else? That was a good one. That was a good problem. I'm gonna try. Mine is patches.
Anders?
Do
Oh.
yours.
Yeah.
You got-
Oh, I
you
see
got another
Chris.
person.
Chris, I see Chris's hand up. Yay!
You can go first, Anders. I can go after. Okay, I'll go. I didn't really finish mine, but I'll read what I have so far. Last night at 3:10, I woke up with a start, my anxiety nudging into my mind. Before I even open up my eyes, where do socks go? It asked me tauntingly. When you pull the laundry out of the dryer, folding your clothes, you're always left with an uneven amount. Do you care where you've lost that sock? How that one sock from a pair is now alone, no longer of value, days away from the bin? Do you think it's one of those lonely run over socks in the road? Do you care? As far as I got.
That's a great start. I don't know where it's going, but I can see the one run over by the car. How many times have we seen pieces of clothing and wondering where did that come from?
Very
Like-
small black holes. Very small. Very small black holes. That's the answer.
You guys are awesome. Okay, I'll try. Thank you, Chris. That was awesome. Mine is patches on jeans. I learned to sew in India years ago, and I'd find colorful patches, vibrant sunshine smiles, peace signs, a Bob Marley patch, and I learned to do it myself. I'd thread that pesky needle with the blue thread and tie that much needed knot, and then begin over and under, over and under, sometimes slipping and pricking my finger, but I did it myself. And there were flags of countries, even a little Kermit the Frog, but those were my favorite pair of jeans, and I wore them until I just couldn't get them up my legs anymore, no matter how much I would jiggle. We took a picture of them, and they're in an album somewhere. You guys rock. All right. Are we ready for another one? Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Now, this one can be, wow, he's more upbeat tonight. That's different because, we all know Carson. We know what can happen. But how about a birthday? A birthday, sometimes birthdays can be really happy times. Sometimes they can be very sad. Where did this one occur? And were you alone? Were you with someone? Do you remember, was it when you were 12? I know all women are 29. I learned that up in Canada. That's what my grandmother told me. So, but we don't have to say numbers, but a birthday. What was it that happened? I remember we had COVID last year. We had the birthday and we brought the cake out. And well, we couldn't blow because you blow over the cake. So that was the most awkward thing. Oh, now what do we do? Like, so then I did like this to blow it out with my hands to get the. So a birthday, giving you a prompt. Let's do it. We'll give it another minute. All right. How was that one, folks? Good? Anyone want to start us off? Francis. And
You're
Cindy,
muted,
then
Brett.
Yeah, that would help, huh? Okay, this year on my birthday, I turned 65. And that was really weird. You see, my father died at 48 and my mom she was 64. And when I realized I lived longer than both of them, I closed my eyes and I made a wish. Of course, I want to live many more years, but I want my kids to live even more than me.
awesome. Thank you. Really good, Francis. Okay, then we had Cindy. And then John. Wow, this is okay. Okay, Cindy.
Okay, hi everybody. Okay, so I like this prompt. I did it because I remembered my 60th surprise birthday party. I'm 60 now. Anyways, 60th surprise birthday party. Happy birthday to me. It's my 60th, would be. I tried to keep it low key. Daughter number one had other ideas. Behind the scenes, she was planning a surprise party. Everyone knows I hate parties for me. I will go to yours, but not me. Unbeknownst to her, with my super sleuth powers, I found out, got drunk, and canceled it. Possibly not in that order. Well, she went ballistic, looked me in the eye with a scowl. She said, with or without you, the party goes on. I ordered a dessert table and an 80s theme. You better be there, Mom. I found this amusing since she was the child that threw the most tantrums, mostly over candy, and was my stubborn teen. Frustrated, she said, I will pull out my hair if you don't show up. Extensions. My idea was to go to the beach and walk on the sand, contemplate life and the lessons I have learned. What will the next decade bring? I hope fun, adventure, and creativity, a book, a screenplay, and possibly travel. Yes, the surprise party was still on for that night. The question was, would I elope to a beautiful sunset beach? Now, whose surprise would it be? That's it.
Thank you, Cindy. Awesome.
Thank you.
And John?
Okay, so I have a hard time remembering my first birthday, but I looked it up one time. It was a Wednesday, and there was a little bit of rain. The Godfather was in the theaters, and Nixon was screwing up America. I like to think of the street outside of the hospital. Maybe a couple of people were walking through the mystic rain. One of them is trying to come up with a recipe for fish in his head, one that uses mustard and dill. The other is thinking about Vietnam.
Oh, nice one, John. That was clever. Thank you, John.
You're muted.
Muted. I'm muted. Aruni, Thomas, and then Daniel. Aruni.
For my first birthday, the Foremans gift me a necklace, the 5 letters of my name in script suspended from a dainty chain. They are the first friends my parents make in the United States, with Mr. Foreman the first to visit Ummi and me in the hospital the day after I'm born. We grew up calling the parents Uncle Arnold and Auntie Maria, their 5 children like older cousins. They're the first family we have in America. They all attend my birthday party and Thati captures the day in Ektachrome's color slides. The Formans know that I will spend years searching card stores and souvenir shops for something, anything with my name on it. I will spend hours wishing for key tags and ID bracelets. They make sure I know my name is precious enough for gold.
Oh, thank you, Aruni. Okay, Thomas.
Okay, this is from a picture that I found. So I'm birthday boy. See, I got a title, John. Standing on the porch, holding the cake my mom made, the white birch trees in the background, our dog Patches behind the screen door. I count the candles and I am 9. So it is 1964 and a Thursday. The shadows tell me that it is afternoon. So mom is about to go to work for her evening job at Union Bank in LA to spend her birthday, the day we share together.
Thank you. Awesome, Thomas. And Daniel.
Born on Easter Sunday, 1954, I thought I might be Jesus's brother or something because it pleased my dad. Every 11 years, Easter birthday repeated itself. I sort of feared the 33rd. The age-old Jesus was trussed up on a cross. But leap years accumulation saved me from that fate when the calendar experts adjusted the date line and suddenly I was released from Easter's odd chains and duties, just a regular schmo with nowhere to go. I imagine Jesus and his flock were relieved as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Daniel. And then I see a note Edna would like to read, but no, she doesn't have camera. So we'll try that. So we'll just hear her. Okay, Edna?
Hey, now? Already? Okay.
We got you.
All righty. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of, it gave me association. The last time I put candles on a Sara Lee cake, I almost burned it. There were far too many candles. They kept each other lit and my tired lungs were not able to blow them. At the last minute, someone came to help me and save the day. How old was I? Old enough to get a proper cake, not just a tiny one from the supermarket freeze. But that's me, no need for a big deal. A symbol to mark the day, to mark my accumulating years. Later on, there were candles on half a watermelon, 2 parts of a spliced pineapple, safer substances. And then I stopped desiring the candles. I still count the years with a blessing and feel my good luck for getting there on every crossroad. but the ridiculous candle ritual feels redundant. I do have a wish though. Every birthday, I wish it won't be the first sparrow signaling that I'm close to being redundant myself.
Oh, thank you, Edna. Well done.
Symbol.
Yeah, I like it. I really do. Anybody else? That one seemed to. Well, I have one. Oh,
You got one in the comments.
Oh, I do. Connie. Hi, Connie. Can I read that one?
Yeah,
No. Can we just read it?
sure.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. I like that. Well done, Connie. I had one too. Turning 30. I remember it well. My daughter was 2.5 years old, and she and my wife and our friend had flown out to meet me in Taos, New Mexico. I'd spent time alone at a writer's retreat there, alone in the mountains, my heart racing with the altitude, but the words coming more than just a few at a time. And I got to hold my family tight. We went to a powwow at the Navajo Reserve, and we traveled across the high desert. And the locals told me to bring a can of pop and open it at altitude. It just tastes better. The trip now over, I left them in Albuquerque, the place where Bugs Bunny always takes a wrong turn. And I drove my car home. I turned 30 on that drive, 12 hours just having water and a loaf of bread and stopping to move my limbs. There's something about another decade older and in a car heading east, back to the houses made of brick, back to the new beginnings. And I stopped at the border as I crossed over into Canada. And the only bed at the motel they had left was the honeymoon suite. And I just lay on the bed and looked at the mirror on the ceiling and asked, "Who's that?" I won't ever forget that mirror. Because you kind of go, it's looking at you, and I'm going, oh, this is really weird when you're alone. Maybe it's more fun if there's two, but when you're alone, I don't
The
know.
honeymoon suite's really pathetic when you're alone.
Yeah, when you're alone. It even had those, where you put a quarter in for the bed to go.
Nice.
Nice. Nice. You can't say, well, the Swedish in me came out. Okay. So let's try another tact. We're going to try it a little softer. It's early morning. Okay. It's early morning, no matter where you are. Some it's a little cup of coffee. Some it's tea. Some you're doing yoga movements. Others you're letting out the dog or cat. Some you're going for that early morning walk with your animal or for yourself. And just describe, because mornings are, a beautiful time. And let's try to capture what those mornings are, because some mornings are just like a grumpy time and you want to be a grump bum. That's okay. Then write a grump bum poem. But early morning, the sun's coming up. You can see it. You can taste it. And if you see me leave for 5 seconds, I have to actually say I'm Canadian. I got to go put wood in the stove or we're going to freeze tonight. So if you see my head go, I'm just putting another log on the fire. So early mornings, let's try. I'll be there in a sec. Okay, a couple more minutes. All right. Thomas, we'll start with you this time.
And I try to go first because Michelle needs my help, so I'll bug out real quick. First thing in the morning, the cat has found his voice, meowing at me as I pass his bowl, following me and trying to trip me, not knowing that if he kills me, he won't get fed.
Yes, there you go.
That's my morning ritual.
That's your Thank you, Thomas. Anybody else want to give it a whirl? Mornings. Robert, let's do it.
Yeah, man, let's do it. So this is, I gotta put my cyber hand down. All right, cyber hand down. This is called Early Morning. Oh, it's all good today. Still dark, I beat the sun. Gonna be a good day. The kind of morning it's too quiet and perfect for words. And the light is coming, so soft and fair, in beams. There's mountain air here, fresh and crisp. You don't know how valuable it is to your soul till you have it. Danny and daughter still sleeping, but they'll be up soon, and it's all good. I've got my robe, it's blue and it's loyal, and it's all good. I can make my coffee. Oh, nice coffee machine. Boop, bada boop, and it's all good. Stand here in my cozy socks and my cozy jams in my robe and smell them beans brewing so hot, so good, and it's all good. I think I'll take my coffee on the patio. Don't mind if I do. And it's, let's see it.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert. See? Mornings.
Yeah, man, that was a good morning.
That was a good morning.
I'll try.
Anybody else? Yeah, okay, Daniel, I see the hand.
I heard that 3 a.m. is the time of opening. Best time to meditate because the world's frenetic energy is sleeping. At least in the time zone I happen to be sleeping in, which is the reason I've never tried to meditate at 3 a.m. because I was sleeping. I've been forced out of bed at 4 many times by a mind that had too much to say, but coffee trumped meditation on those occasions. Someday I may give 3 a.m. a go.
That lovely. You can feel it's almost like a comforter, and then it's floating back down onto the bed. Ah, yes. Thank you, Daniel. Anybody else want to try? Cindy.
Yay. Okay. I hear white noise. I must still be alive. Sleep reminds me of taking death. Oh, that's slightly morbid and true. I'm barely awake. One eye pops open as the other blinks. I pull open the curtains to check the weather. I hear the mamas and the papas. All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray. I'm stumbled down the hallway with one sock on, just one goal, to get to the Keurig for a cup of joe.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Cindy. Awesome. Chris, I see your hand too.
Yes. I love those fall mornings where it is nippy and cool, but a cozy sweater and socks make it all better. Flicking on the coffee maker, listening to the hum, I can see the raindrops spiraling down the window as I open the blinds and while brushing my teeth. I remember it as a Saturday. I can pull out my journal and sit and write in my cozy cocoon, all the words that have been percolating while I clickety-clack on the computer at work. That's it.
I love it. Thank you, Chris. See, mornings, they're so, yeah. Anybody else want to try? Yep. Lavina.
You're muted.
Mine goes beyond the first morning, but I'm awake and turn on the light. My husband comes into the room. He's got his coffee, which he sips and tells me what he's been learning on the internet. I slide over, give him a spot. He lies on his back, talks and talks. Then I'm up and dressed and I pour a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar into a glass, fill it with water, drink. Haven't had coffee since 1980. Maybe an hour later or two, when the sun is up, I fill the bird feeders, a platform and a tube. I climb the steep stairs to the top of the terraced hill. When the feeders are hung, I put on the rubber gloves, hold down the 3 stones in the bird bath. There, in case the bee gets in and needs a perch so not to drown. Swish out the old bird poopy water and pour in fresh. Then I check that the patch of cover crop and the sunflower and the compost heap are damp enough. I watch the birds collected on the back fence land and the feeders start their argument over who eats first.
I can see that one. Thank you. I love it. Thank you. Is that everyone now? Okay, I got one on the route. There's something about waking up in the dark. It might be a northern thing, but it was very acute when we lived in Copenhagen. It was so dark that sometimes the street lights would come on at 11 a.m. But the mornings are when you have time to breathe in and out calmly. And I remember traveling with a friend who had the Darth Vader mask to breathe at night. And her face would kind of unknot when the mask came off. Red markings from ear to ear. My wife is not a morning person at all. A couple of cups of coffee and then speech is okay. I've learned to cut a grapefruit for her and tiptoe over to give it to her as she reads the latest book from the library. And there is that sun coming up yet again.
Nice, Anders.
Okay, now we've done morning, okay? Now let's try, okay, we've done morning. We got that one. Now it's evening. Now we're going to try to capture the evening. The sun, like the sky and the light is different. You know, it comes down, like, especially out where we are, we have a sunset that goes across the lake, and there's a certain point at you know, at dusk where the sun comes up and it's just like everything is like, it's like, whoa, this is better than TV. This is better than you know, but like, let's try to, you could be walking on, you know, cobblestones in Paris in the evening. Where are you going to? Are you going to go see are you going to see that play that you don't understand, that they're speaking very quickly? But hey, I'm going to go see a Moliere play in Paris. Or, you know, or are you down at the beach? I know what it's like to see a sunset in Los Angeles. There's nothing like a sunset in Los Angeles. It's magic. I think about it up here when I'm very cold and -40, which is the same as -40 for you in the States. It's very cold, very, very cold. So let's try an evening poem. So we've done the morning, we've done the early morning, but like some people, that's when they start waking up, the evening. Let's go. Some people don't eat till 12 at night, like they do in the South America, you know, like it's, now we're gonna have supper at 12. My God, I'd be eating my hand if I had to wait that long. I'm one of those that got to eat. So
You're gonna take me all day, Anders? You're gonna take us all day?
all day.
All day from the morning to the evening? I'm exhausted already.
No, you're awesome, Robert.
All right, we'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
How long are your nights in the winter, Anders?
Oh, you know what? Like right now, you know what time it got dark? 4:30.
That's wrong. That's wrong. That's not the correct time. It's supposed to get dark, Anders.
Like I know, and you know what? I can't even chop wood. I can't see the blocks of wood.
You can't even chop wood. It's so dark you can't even chop wood.
It's so dark.
Man.
I can't chop wood.
Oh no. I'm against it.
Here we go.
I
Evening.
object.
You guys rock. You know that? another minute or so. Okay, does anyone want to give that one a whirl? Evening. That was more difficult.
I'll go, Anders.
Maybe. Okay, Robert.
I took it in a fanciful way. It's called In the Evening. Fancy, fancy for the city. Strut on out the revolving door. Ice air kiss of the night. Hard and brittle, make you squint. But you've got your lady and she's got you. Should I hail a cab? She pulls on my arm, gazes up with eyes sparkling in the moonlight like the ring on her finger I put there, and asks, how about we walk tonight? It's not far and we have reservations. We have all the time in the world. And you want to bop on down the boulevard with your fella? Yeah, I do, because I do. Is it a crime? The only crime would be to waste your beauty on the inside of a taxi cab. This way, my dear. I see.
Yes. Thank you, Robert. Yes, yes. And I see Chris.
I'll give this one a shot. Okay. The summer nights on the decks when it's about 8 or 9, the flame orange glows, splashed in starry yellow, starts to blur into deep violets and ocean nights. All the gorgeous bouquet of colors make the night air crisper in the heat. The coolness has me pulling the blanket over my legs. I keep the candle scented in caramel pumpkin going till it's so dark the flickery flame is all I can see. It reminds me of the fall nights coming up. The blanket of night pulls up sooner. I swim in darkness in morning and night to and from work.
Oh, yes. I know, Chris. Oh, yes. We need some vitamin D or we go. Nice one, Chris. We've got Thomas and then Shema.
Right when I was supposed to start writing, I accidentally hit the power strip on my computer and shut everything down. So I had to get it all back up again and get it working. So I wrote a haiku. Cold dark night, wind caressing my face. I take in the stars. So
Awesome. Thank you, Thomas. Okay, Shema. Yes.
Okay. So I started writing a poem about a different place, and then you were talking about Paris, and it made me think of when I was traveling, so I switched. Okay. Evening. The dusk rests its chin on my shoulder, and I don't mind the wait. It's evening in Venice, and I woke up from my nap about an hour ago. When you walk the whole city to see what they see, this luxury isn't the wrong indulgence. I happened to arrive in the part of summer where they join the islands with floating bridges, orange lanterns, one day only, but there is no coincidence. I step outside and the lights come up, boats bobbing between the islands. I cross the bridge. Everyone is drinking wine, laughing over bread. Someone mentions flooding like a mother mentions her children. I look at the cases of glasswork, eat scallops and squid ink. The waiter asks me if I want free champagne, tells me not to leave the island if I want to get home in time. I think he's flirting, like Americans think Italians do. But after the fireworks resurrect the day, frighten away every fish for 50 leagues, I realize the bridges are gone. The water taxis are halved. I don't take the champagne or the advice and pour myself into bed at 3, seasick, but what a night.
Awesome. Thank you, Shema. And Daniel.
I don't know, I can follow that one. There's been some good ones tonight. Okay, there's something about evening that relieves me of responsibility and any urgency pauses for the night, like the bell at a fight, I suppose. Now I wonder why I've allowed life to act like a brawl where night is the resting bell. Dusk doesn't linger, waiting for me to tidy up the mess I made of my day. It just shuts the door on the sun to let me rest.
I love the rhythm, Daniel. Oh, like I'm just going, oh yeah, going and no, yeah. Thank you. And okay, and then Cindy. I see Cindy's hand up.
Okay. This is fun. He said, turn your camera the other way. I could barely concentrate. His eyes were mesmerizing and calm. It was evening at 36,000 feet. This stranger, a younger man, told me to capture it. The sun was setting and the lights in the city looked like glitter. The plane hit turbulence and he held my hand. Those eyes, the sunset, the glitter. I'll never forget this 4-hour affair, coast to coast. It was over as we hit the ground. The evening didn't sparkle anymore.
Yes, Cindy. I
That
love
happened. That happened. Oh my God, I still my heart is pounding.
it. It happened. Thank you, Cindy. Anybody else? Those were good. Okay, mine is sitting on the bench. As I look out over the lake, I know that my parents are close, as they wanted their ashes buried out front. They're close. And I remember the time we buried Mom. My grandma had flown over from Sweden. She needed the closure. We all did. I read a few words. My younger brother shot off fireworks midday. And now the sun is setting across the still lake. And the clouds climb over our heads. And we tilt back to try to take it all in. And we hold hands, not mushy anymore or clammy, just there. And the sun is going down behind the islands, the ones that protect us from the wind. And we just let ourselves be taken in by the beauty of it, by the tranquility, by living free. I never write like that. It's usually more blah, blah, blah. Well, I have one more. You guys want to do one more? We got one more in us. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Now, this is a different one. Okay. All of a sudden, you've been given a key. Okay. And you go down to the bank. It's a key for the safety deposit box. And you don't know what's in that box. So you go, you take the box out, and you open the box. What's there? Where did it come from? What is it? What's in that box? Is it a letter? Is it a gold bullion? What is it? Because to this day, I'm going to share with all of you, I still have 2 safety deposit box keys. I have no idea where they go. Because with the key, the number on the key does not match the number in the safety deposit box. So if you don't know the number of the safety deposit box or what bank or you need to go to, it's impossible to know where that key goes.
Wow.
I found 2, but I still have 2 keys. No safe. No safe. Open. What's in it? Let's try it. Okay, we give it another couple of minutes. Okay, does anyone want to try this one? That was a different one. John, I saw your hand up. Yep. John?
Okay. Jim Croce, it turns out, did not save time in that bottle, but crammed it in a safety deposit box, and damned if I don't have the key. I take out moments like postage stamps and pass them out to anyone who wants them, anyone who wants to amend regret, but no one does. People tell me that they are constructed out of regret. Sponge them away and we will collapse.
Awesome. Thanks, John. Okay, then I see Cindy. And then Daniel.
No, you have
I
a
think
Rooney
Rooney
first.
is first. Yeah, Rooney's first.
Should I go? I'm gonna go.
Anders, you muted.
I was muted.
Oh,
Sorry. A Rooney
No.
first, and then Cindy, then Daniel, then Chris.
It's really short. I open a long dormant safety deposit box, expecting to find the love you kept from me. Instead, I find the time I wasted waiting for you to come back.
Burn, baby. Oh. Nice, Rooney.
My next. Okay, on that theme, I'm gonna go with that too. Why are there 3 beating hearts in this rock? I wanted diamonds. This is whack. I hear a voice on the intercom say, those are the men's hearts that you stole. Huh? You would have, who would have thought? I only hope that they rot in hell. The voice said, I see you're so worried. Not. But don't worry. They grew new one and found happiness. You spoiled girl, no diamonds for you, till you realize love should not be toyed with. That's it.
Muted. Yay. Thank you, Cindy. How about Daniel?
Okay. I have a box of keys. I can't recall what they go to. One is very official looking, unusual. I like to imagine it opening a treasure chest or a door to another dimension where everyone's forgotten to be greedy, corrupt, or fearful. That would be a treasure beyond price. So I keep the mysterious key, which keeps me dreaming of happy things, whether it finds a lock to free or not.
Oh, thank you. Okay, Chris.
Okay. My grandmother left us before she died. Her memories since 1965 don't exist. She wonders what this land is she's now living on and who I am. She must know I love her as she lets me hold her hand, and there are brief moments I think she sees me. I miss the moment she slipped away, but I was there at her bedside just hours before. As I stroked her hand, I wished with all my heart her pain would go away and I would get her back. Months later, we would go through her things and found a safety deposit key. When I opened that box, I found in there all the brooches, cards, and small tokens I had given to her over the years. All the big hugs and smiles were found again. Thank you.
Awesome, Chris. Yay, that was a good poem. Thomas.
Okay. Oh, by the way, haiku, long poem now. So, and my first job was actually in a bank vault. So I know what it's like, but it was a big room inside that bank vault. But okay. I step in the bank door. The marble floor and counters are shiny and clean. I stand next to the bank officer's desk as he shuffles some papers, and I place the key on the ink blotter. He stares at it and picks it up. He hands it back to me, and without a word, we walk to the vault. The vault door, a foot thick and heavy. I bump it, and it moves easily. He hands me a book, and I sign my name. The officer stares at it as if I am an interloper, closes the book, and walks to the long wall of boxes. He places his key in a slot and gestures to me. I slip my key in, and he turns both keys. Sliding the small box out of the shelf, he hands it to me. He walks out of the room as I place it on the table. I wonder what I will find as I stand looking. Slowly, I open the box and stare. Inside is a small metal marble. And I had no idea what was going to be in the box until I got to the end. And then I decided.
and then you decided. That's awesome.
It's a Steely. Have you ever played marbles?
Yeah, was it a Steely?
It was a Steely. So if you're a marble person, you know what a Steely is. I used to be really good at it.
I love marbles. Awesome. Thank you, Thomas. Anybody else? And I just have a shorter one. It's called A Collection of Stamps. Minted early American. Gifted to my father from a rich millionaire banker from Cleveland. And $10,000 in cash. It's 1975. That was a lot of money. My father bought a little cottage by the sea for his Swedish wife. We would fly over every summer, a small space, urging you to be outside. So we did. Ran like colts trying to catch clever wild rabbits. And one time we did. Mom made us put it in a box, and the box had no lid, and the bunny jumped out while we slept. That's what we found in that box so long ago. Minted early American stamps and bundles of cash. So warm, so warm. That's a true story. And then I have to tell you another story. Can I tell you a very short one? There was another safety deposit box, and we had to have 4 people in order to open it. 2 godfathers and 2 others. And when we got there, all 4 of us, we opened the box, empty. Empty. Totally empty. So that's why I'm not too worried about those other 2. The other ones they've cleaned out. So, but that's what I have for tonight. And I think that you guys have been fantastic on a Friday. You know, we're all tired, and I'm so proud of all of you. We did it because that was a long week. And you know, it's a full moon tonight. Or like last night, they said it was a moon that only comes by. The next one will be in 600 years. Like yeah. And I missed it. I was sleeping. What the hell?
Thank you so much, Anders. It was a great workshop.
Thank you, Anders.
I love working with you guys. You guys are fantastic. So keep writing, reading, and sharing. You're awesome. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Thanks, Anders.
All right, so tomorrow we're going to start off with Bonnie Hearn-Hill. And if you've never experienced her class, you should definitely come to it. She's an extraordinary teacher and so full of life, so full of energy. And then we're going to have Scott Noon-Creeley teaching us how to use Proust to create poetry. And we're going to end up with Alexis Fancher teaching us first how to write sex and then reading some sex poetry later in the evening. It's going to be fantastic. All right.
Woo!